Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another broadcast of the SFL, brought to you by APM Music. I am your play-by-play man, James Richards. Alongside me is Liam, owner of the London team. Man, I just had a brain freeze there. And then we have Andy Hamilton on stats today. What do you think about today's game today, Liam?
It's great to be joining you on the call, James. I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not this Denver team came out strong this season. I'm hoping to see whether or not they can reach a Rocky Mountain high. They're huge underdogs against this championship Aztecs side of a few seasons back. All comes down to whether or not Ray Bentley can get back to his former self.
Yes, indeed. Ray Bentley was a man possessed during that Season 9 championship run where they just ran all over Chicago. Let's see if Denver can avoid a similar fate. And the Nighthawks are going to kick it. And the Aztecs will defend the north goal. Here we go, folks. It's game time. 75 degrees here in beautiful Estudio Azteca. And I am just loving football today. Lily Long set to kick off for the Nighthawks. And the kick is away. It's a boomer taking about the 12-yard line. And I'm not sure what's happening here. Our audio file seems to go black screen here.
Well, Jeffrey Daggs is pretty lights out. He was lights out back in London.
We must be having brownouts here in the stadium. Ramos, have you been paying your bills? It's only 75 degrees here, fam. What's going on, fam? Anyways, two-back setup here. Matt Willson under center. Hall of Fame quarterback Matt Willson, co-owner of the Aztecs as well. It's a handoff up the middle, ISO to Ray Bentley, and he gains about 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
Good bit of penetration there from Ray to get up the inside. Denver are really going to have to watch out for that. If he gets off on a run, there's no stopping the Auto Beast.
Yeah, one thing I really like about Mexico City's offense is, you know, they're not just the power O's and stretches. Like, we've seen Ramos, you know, program in some run plays that are sweeps and tosses. So it'll be interesting to see how Denver defends this setup. Another handoff to Bentley. He bounces it to the outside. He's dragging a few people there, and he gets enough for a first down. Brought down by number 74, Bailey Baca, the D tackle here.
That's really going to be the game, it looks like, for Mexico City. They're going to get the run going early, and then they're going to keep pounding it in there with Ray. You know, a strong secondary for the Denver, but, you know, on the front line, that D-line's crucial at this point in the season now in the SFL.
Willson throwing to the outside over to the tight end. Daggs just joined the team, actually, this season, coming over from Queens City. Took a big shot there by the Nighthawk defender. Nightwings, excuse me. Goodness. 2nd and 10, ball on the Mexico City 47-yard line. Looks like we got a twin set, 2 backs in the backfield. Linebackers creeping up for the Nightwings. And it's an ISO play up to Bentley. He's got some blocks. Picks up 7 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Few yards to go here for Ray. I think 3-yard pickup is easy enough for the Aztecs, but you know, Denver getting to the 3rd down for the first time I think in this drive. Let's just see whether or not they can hold fast here.
Yeah, I think the story of the game are going to be these linebackers and how they shift around and react. If they keep sucking up and getting caught in the muck. Another ISO up the middle here for Bentley, and he's going to pick up 2 yards, and that'll bring up a 4th and 1. But
that's very well defended there.
Yeah,
very well defended.
Yeah, that time the linebackers shifted up, and they did a nice job of really stuffing the run lanes. But I also think that's also a product of the formation that the Aztecs employed there. And it looks like Mexico City's going to go for it here on 4th down. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
Got me early on the dodgeball.
I was hoping you'd catch that. Oh, and another, well, they're not going to do any bold moves, Cotton. They're going to call a timeout and pretty much waste that timeout. So
You know, it disappoints me in situations like that. You're on the other team's side of the field. I'd go for it. You know, you're not looking at too bad field position if you, you know, go for it and don't manage to get it. But when you got someone on the field like Ray Bentley, you really just got to trust him and stick the ball in his hand and, you know, put your cowboy hat on and really go for it.
Alex Lopez coming out for the Aztecs to try to pin the Night Wings deep. But I do agree with you there, Liam. I'm a big fan of aggressive calls. I would like to see, especially when you have a runner like Ray Bentley who can definitely pound the ball and pick up a yard. So you would think that they would, you know, be a little more aggressive. But, hey, it's early in the game, tons of time left, and they're going to pin them back, you know, an additional 30 yards, you know, versus if they would have not converted on the 4th down play. Denver Night Wings taking over on their own 20-yard line. Let's run down the starting lineups. At quarterback, number 6, Josh Miller. Wide receiver, number 10, Ken McCarro. Number 11, Giacomo Jones, coming over from London. Jared McChesney, halfback, number 32. And Logan Keel, number 82. Deep pass by the Night Wings across the middle there on a post route. Catch made by Giacomo Jones.
Excellent play there by Giacomo Jones. We had him in London last season. You know, it was disappointing to separate from him, but he's found a good home here in Denver, and making the link up with Josh Miller there on a great run through the middle. Yeah,
I remember when Indy played you last season, Giacomo Jones made me pull out a little bit what little hair I have left on my head. I was definitely grabbing at it. So 1st and 10 on the 43, Denver 43. Josh Miller under center, 1 back, 3 wide receiver set. Throws it short underneath, again to Giacomo Jones. 2nd catch of the day.
You know, it's really good for Miller as a quarterback to really build that relationship with his receivers, and Jones has clearly, they've clearly hit it off well. He's got a couple of other good options in Keel and McCarro. Let's see if he can bring those into the game.
Yeah, shotgun set, 1 back, 4 wide receivers. 3 down to the bottom of your screen. Takes a 3-step drop, throws a quick out route, and that's complete. He looked like he reached over to get the 1st down, but they're not going to give it to him. 3rd and inches. You know, that was a great effort there by number 82, Logan Keel. He caught the ball, was spinning with his back towards the sideline, and you could actually see him reach the ball towards the 1st down marker. I thought he got it. They called him short. Such is life. 3rd and inches on the Mexico City 48.
Situations like that are so frustrating for the quarterback because you've got the ball out there for the receiver, and Logan Keel, he just needed to just keep his balance, really.
Interception thrown there by Josh Miller. Very interesting call. Interception made there by Jeffrey Daggs. He's fresh over from London as well. But there is a penalty on the play.
Like they're calling it back, James. And
no, it could be a clipping. Let's see. Clipping against the Night Wings, so it looks like the interception's going to hold.
That's real questionable play call in there. You stick the ball in McChesney's chest and just tell him to run it. And when you're looking at just inches to get the 1st down, I don't know why the Denver Night Wings would go for that.
Yeah, I think I would have taken the safer route there. Tried to run up the middle, then I would have, if I didn't get it, I would have reevaluated, probably would have went for it again. But hey, Denver coming out, throwing it. They want to throw the ball. Willson, 3-step drop, throws it quickly out to Ray Bentley, and he just gets walloped after a gain of 4 yards. Number 38 laying the big hit, B.J. Armstrong, coming in from the cornerback position.
No, James, I'm not a huge fan of, even back during my first days, I didn't like seeing those balls go out to the flats where you got your fullback, your running back, he can get his hands on it as a reception and run it up the field. But when you got someone like Ray Bentley, he can really make stuff happen, and another good 4-yard pickup there.
Yeah, pro set, split back set. Willson taking a deep drop. Under a little pressure, throws it deep across the middle, and it is complete. And that looks like he found number 83, Mike Daggs. And so far, he has been the favorite receiver here of Matt Willson early in the 1st quarter.
A very unfancied position in the SFL, the tight end. We got a tight end in London. And Mike Daggs, he did a job in Queen City last season, come over to Mexico City, which has always had a tremendous passing game. Matt Willson getting the ball out there for him. Great drive so far from Mexico City.
Split back, twin set, handoff up the middle to Bentley on an ISO, and he's going to pick up a gain of 7 yards. And that's a 2nd and 3, and Mexico City is knocking on the Night Wings' door. They're down to the 15-yard line.
Denver got to find an answer here. Questionable play calling on offense, and now the defense is just getting hounded.
Yeah, that's and I think this is a weakness of the 4-3 when they're against a versatile formation like Twins. But another handoff up the middle to Bentley there. It looked like another ISO. He picks up a gain of 2. It's 3rd and 1.
Those short gains just really build up. And if you're not gaining it for a kind of West Coast style passing offense, you're going to gain it on the ground. So Mexico City really doing their job well, and that's the mark of an established team.
Going in a split back, or actually it looks like a I don't even know what formation that was, but anyways, he throws it out left to the fullback, number 22, Andres Tavar, and he gets enough for the first down. But as I was saying, Liam, I think what's going to happen here is that Mexico City is pretty much operating exclusively out of the split back look, and that means they're going to be drawing a lot of 4-3 looks to go up against that. And I think we're going to see some big open field plays here, out of Mexico City. So we'll see how it pans out here. 1st and goal on the Denver 10. Willson, 4-step drop. He throws it quick out, and that looks like it was over to Montague, and that's his first catch of the day. And they're going to give him 4 yards on that one, 2nd and goal.
And, just going back to that split back formation, I've got to say it's one of my favourite formations in my play. But, just having the fullback and the running back out their back, providing protection if you go to the pass, and then handing it off if you want to get someone like Ray Bentley up there to pick up some yards.
Yeah, strong-eyed pro here for the Aztecs. It's an ISO up the middle to Bentley, and it looks like he's going to pick up only a gain of 3 on the carry. It's 3rd and goal, and they are marching. They're inside the Denver 5. 4:18 to go here in the first quarter. It'd be huge if Denver can actually get another stop here and force the field goal attempt. So we'll see. Strong eye formation. Looks to be a tight end flex, and he throws a jump ball to the back of the end zone. Very dangerous. Nice play there. Broken up by Fran Agawa. And that looked like the ball was intended for, I want to say Mike Daggs, but I'm not sure. I didn't get a good look at the number there, but decent ball there by Willson, but came up short. And, just like we said, Denver holding them, forcing the field goal. Let's see if Cole Varner can put it through. The kick is up, away, and it is good. And on that note, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back with you.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action. Here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
Kickoff by Cole Varner, and it looks like it's going to be returned all the way down there to the Denver 23. Nice return there by B.J. Armstrong.
Got to say that looks like a missed opportunity there for Mexico City. You've got Denver on the ropes. You just got to get those 6 points and then the extra point on the board. But you got a good kicker. Just get the points to get out of there, and now just hold off this Denver team on this drive.
Yeah, nice drive there by Mexico City. Unfortunately, they couldn't tack it in. I think that's more. I think that's more telling of the builds, early season builds right now. Ray Bentley does not have workhorse on, so when they're going to him early and often, and he's taking all that abuse, from a stacked 4-3 box, well, it's really hard to deal with that.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Folks, I apologize for the scoreboard. It is 3-0 Mexico City's lead. Denver with the ball right now. Josh Miller lining up in a weak eye formation, weak eye twins, calling an audible here. Mexico City sitting in a nickel formation. Quick out, complete over to another man, his favorite target, Giacomo Jones. It almost seems
McChesney's not getting any love here, James.
Yeah, it almost looks like Denver's coming out with a very high pass rating. It looks like they're going, you know, so far like 70-30 it feels like. But I could be wrong, but they're just heavy passing. And, you know, I don't think they're going to get McChesney very involved at this rate. Split back looks here for Miller. It's an ISO up the middle, and he's shut down, tackled by number 56, Carlos Powers, leading the charge there for the Aztecs. And a 4th and 4. And that's, you know, as disappointing as kicking a field goal and getting points is, it's even more disappointing when you go 4 and out to start a drive.
Absolutely, and this is just going to be salt in the wound now for Denver. Mexico City, if they can build the drive like they did last time, stick 6 points on the board, you're already talking about a double digits lead early in the game and late in the first quarter. So
yeah, Emma Lee straight with a nice punt, tackled by number 26 and number 90 respectively. That's Steven Vega, and it looks to be Beauty Jenkins. But I agree, Liam, if Mexico City starts putting up points here, and maybe it won't hurt Denver as much as we think it will, just because they're throwing the ball so heavy anyways, but then they're just going to have to completely abandon the run game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Split back set here. 3-step drop, quick slant across the middle. That is complete. And that went over to number 19, KL Barrett, and that was good for 7 yards.
And you know, the thing about this Denver run game, you got a young rookie running back. You want to get the ball in his hands and run it when you can. And that's what Mexico City do really well. They run it when they can. And I think it's just something that the Denver coaching team just needs to learn.
Yeah, I agree. Jeremy Vega in his first year as the head coach of the Denver Night Wings. Finished last season as the offensive coordinator for the Vancouver Legion. He learned the best under our stats guy today, Andy Hamilton. Thank you, doing a great job. 3rd and 2nd here. Mexico City lining up in a Twins 2-back set. And it's an ISO up the middle to Bentley. He's got blocks, and he's going to pick up what appears to be about 5 yards, but definitely the first down.
And again, just small victories every single, you know, series of downs here for Mexico City, and Denver are going to have to find a way to, you know, come up with a big play, get the ball out, get a fumble, get an interception, something.
Yeah, I agree. And this is kind of Mexico City's MO. You know, they're kind of like anacondas. They'll bite you, then they'll start constricting, and they'll slowly suck the air out of you with this run game. Bentley running to the outside, picking up 5 yards there out of the strong eye formation, tackled by number 42, Jack Brown. And as I was saying, they really just put teams in really awkward positions, because if you want to run the ball and you find yourself down to them early, well, not only are they running it, but now you have to abandon that. And then we see Denver here, who's throwing the ball often. But, I mean, this is a pretty stout team that they're throwing it up against. So looks like a power O. Bentley getting to the outside. He cuts it back up inside, and he gets enough for a first down, tackled by number 36, Nicholas Warner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They're not a big play team like maybe like a Tallahassee. They're you know, slow, methodical, and you know, they play the game their way.
Right.
I think that's one of the best things about this Mexico City team, and it came up with that Season 9 championship. So Ramos is a well-established coach. He's a great coach, and you can see here they're just doing their work.
Yeah, another ISO play up the middle to Bentley. Gain of 2, tackled by Phillips, number 55. And it looks to be a heavy dose of ISOs and what appear to be, you know, outside runs. But that'll do it for us, folks. End of the first quarter here. Score is 3-0. I apologize for the graphic at the bottom of the screen, but we did just get an updated score across the top there. It is 3-0. Mexico City did convert when they got into the red zone last time down. They ended up kicking a field goal by Cole Varner. But here we go, Matt Willson again. They are down at the Denver 30. 2 backs in the backfield, a tight end, 2 receivers. It's another ISO up the middle. Bentley running hard, picking up 8 yards. Tackled again by number 36, Nicholas Warner. And let's go over the Denver Nightwings defensive lineup here. At free safety, number 20, we have A.J. Sean. At cornerback, we have Osiris Pelican, number 28. A strong safety, number 36, Nicholas Warner. The other cornerback, number 38, B.J. Strong. Inside linebacker, number 42, Pepper Rahman Jr. Defensive tackle, number 74, Bailey Baca. Defensive end, number 78, Matthew Jake. To round out the starting defensive players for the Denver Nightwings. Do I keep saying Nighthawks? I feel like I'm saying Nighthawks.
You're saying Nightwings. You're getting confused with Carolina. That's what it is, James.
Well, you know what? Nightbirds. That's what we'll call them from now on. No, just kidding. They're the wings of the night. The Night Wings. I do apologize.
Bailey Baca, just as Denver, just like they stopped the drive there, and I think that's another, small win. They're still within a single score. I believe it's Varner getting the Mexico City 3 points there, but Bailey Baca, big tackle on Ray Bentley there. The thing about Ray at the moment is he doesn't have that same kind of monstrous capability that he used to have, and I think that's something that he's going to have to bring back into his game over the course of this season.
Yeah, I agree. Kickoff there by Cole Varner, taking about the 6-yard line. Number 38, B.J. Armstrong, bringing it all the way down to the Denver 24. And, I think if Denver has looked at the first quarter and said, okay, what's working, what's not working. Obviously, the passing game is not working. They need to, in my opinion, I think they need to try to run the ball a little bit more, give their defense a break because they've been out there for quite a long time this game, and try to get something else working here. But Josh Miller under center, 1 back, 3 wide receiver set. Takes a 5-step drop, looking across, and it's complete on an out route to number 14, Graham Canyon. He had all the room in the world there after that catch. The defender for the Aztecs tried to cut it off, and he caught it and converted it for 9 yards there. 2nd and 1 on the Denver 33.
Just didn't have those magic feet there, James. He could have really broken out a great play there.
Yeah, I agree. Darn salary cap getting us. We can't have 10 wide receivers. Handoff up the middle. He bounces it to the outside and picks up about 4 yards there. McChesney, to me, that's going to be the player to watch out. If they can get McChesney going, kind of neutralize the Ray Bentley factor, keep Montague, keep Barrett, keep those dangerous weapons for Mexico City off the field, get McChesney rolling, I think Denver's got a chance. But here we go. Second quarter, they're down by 6. And McChesney getting tackled for a loss of 2. Brought down by number 91, Moises Avila, the defensive end for the Aztecs.
It's only his third run of the day, but it's questionable play calling. They're going a bit more to the run now, but questionable play calling against was really a stacked Mexico City secondary to keep passing the ball as much as they have done so far.
Yeah, Josh Miller here, shotgun, 1 back, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end set. He throws a quick out, complete to number 82, Logan Keel on the catch. I think, as we're talking about this, Mexico City, they've got a stout defense. They've, routinely been in the top 10 season after season, usually higher than that, but I'm just, giving you a vague number here. But they're solid. Ramos knows what he's doing, and he's had, guys like King Wallace, Pablo Zamora, Fran Agawa, Jack Brown. Those guys have been here for several seasons, and they are just monsters.
Well, they're probably were they the only team not to have a draft pick, or were they one of a few teams who didn't? I don't recall, but they certainly don't have a rookie in their ranks, I don't think, compared to the Nightwings, who were, you know, pretty stacked. They got 4 rookies across the, you know, offense and defense, but it's another drive which is kind of broken down here, and you're going to be asking a few questions about how the game planning has gone so far, not getting the running where it should be, and passing it really on routes which Mexico City can handle quite easily.
Yeah, you know, I think this is a testament to, you know, what we were kind of thinking week 1, you know, after they played Vancouver, low-scoring game. Neither team could really get their offenses going. We had to go into that saying, well, maybe they just know each other really well. And then, you know, now we're seeing the same issues that Denver kind of had in week 1. And it's one of those things that as a rookie owner, rookie head coach, you just kind of have to feel your way through the season, you know, and you have to take out what doesn't work. And it's a long, grueling process. And I feel for Mr. Vega and the Denver Nightwings as they suffer through this, but it is what it is. We're seeing on one side of the ball a team that knows exactly what they want to do in Mexico City, and then we're seeing Denver, who's, you know, still trying to find their identity.
Yeah, and you know, as a rookie head coach last season myself, when you're going up against a Russian game like one like Mexico City has, or like Carolina, you know, with AJ Francis, you get that real sinking feeling when you just see them cutting through the D-line time and time again. And Ray looked like he was maybe going to break out big run there, just got away from his blocker a bit, and that was a good stop from Denver. But you know, do you think that Denver have come into this game with the right approach, James? They've been passing it a lot against, you know, really strong secondary. I just don't think that was the right call for the Nightwings.
You know, Liam, I think a lot of the most consistent teams are the teams that run the ball, in my opinion. You know, we saw last season one of the most prolific passing offenses in Tallahassee. You know, they've kind of abandoned it. Not completely abandoned the pass game, but they've transitioned. They recognize that they need to be, you know, more consistent. So they've started shifting over to the run game. You know, we see, you know, the Alaska, the champions, they brought in a fullback to try to, you know, run the ball on the inside. A lot of teams are kind of saying, okay, throwing the ball, you know, trying to do a Mahler's tactic, you know, T-Pat type system. That's just not going to work in today's SFL against these teams. And so I think a lot of teams have invested wisely in the run game. And, you know, I would like to see, before this game gets too out of hand, I'd like to see Denver try to establish the run game more.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with what you're saying. I think the fullback, it's a, you know, a funny position. You've got the flexibility there of having someone who's maybe not as expensive as the running back, who you can bring in on pass and run plays. Doesn't necessarily have the play variety that the running back has, but really gives you a lot of you know, options, especially if you're like a pass first team.
Yeah, definitely. McChesney running up the middle on a dive play, and that good for 5 yards, 2nd and 5. He gets it all the way down to the Denver 48. But, yeah, I agree, Liam. I think teams are going to start, as they're looking at builds, looking at future playbooks, you know, as they're trying to figure out who they want to be moving forward. I think they're really going to have to look at the budget and say, you know, I can get similar production out of a fullback, you know, even with limited formations, limited play styles. You see another handoff here to McChesney up the middle, and he is bottled up, met by number 56 for the Aztec, Carlos Powers. And a good stop there for the Mexico City Aztecs, 3rd and 5 on the Denver 48. But as I was saying, Liam, I think teams are going to say, well, you know, I average 60, 70 yards with my running back. You know, I can get similar production out of a fullback and save myself 20 to 30, you know, value points and spend that elsewhere.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree.
Oh, wow. Another interception here for Willson, or excuse me, for Josh Miller, and that time it's not his fault. The ball bounced off his receiver's hands into Jeffrey Daggs. It looks like Logan Keel. Nope. Who is that? Number 86, Sam Blanchek, the tight end, generic tight end for the Nightwings. He just got popped and allowed Jeffrey Daggs to scoop it up, and that's not good for the Nightwings here, who have been struggling so far in the first half to get anything offensively going.
Yeah, been a lot of interceptions far this season, especially if you've been playing St. Louis. They had a huge game again this week, and we played them last week, and I mean we're very pass oriented, but I think they probably impressed a lot of people. And just kind of leading on from that, they came up against New Orleans with their rookie quarterback, and we're seeing another rookie quarterback in Josh Miller, who he's already had a couple of picks on the day, and he really needs to kind of get into that groove. They need to help him out by establishing this run game a bit more.
Yeah, Bentley up the middle, getting beast mode here, showing signs of the Season 9 Ray Bentley. And he breaks it out after an ISO and takes it all the way down to the Denver 15-yard line. And, folks, that's the grown-ass man we're accustomed to seeing here. Straight up the middle. Breaks one tackle, drags him a little bit. Luckily for Denver, number 78, the defensive end, Matthew Jake, chasing him down to save a touchdown here. But, man, Ray Bentley looking strong early. Yeah,
shades of MVP Ray right there.
Yeah, where's Meep when you need him? Grown-ass man alert, Ray Bentley. And, this is kind of what Mexico City needs. They haven't really done much in the pass game. They just need Bentley to keep doing what he's doing, gaining yards, 5 yards here, 3 yards there. Just keep pounding the rock. Willson drop backs to pass. Quick out. It's complete. And that's KL Barrett putting on a move and getting it all the way down to the Denver 1-yard line. I think that's a generous spot, but the spin move, maybe the ball, gave him a few extra yards there. But KL Barrett on a nice little quick out. Willson finding him, letting it go early. And touchdown saving tackle there by number 38 for the Nightwings.
My apologies to Josh. He is not a rookie, but the way he's been playing, or the way that the playbook has been kind of put together for him today, has really not helped how things have shaped out. So
Ray Bentley in the chat saying he does all the drugs. And after that run, dragging half the Nightwings team with him. And that's a touchdown on an ISO for Ray Bentley and the Mexico City Aztecs. They go up 12-0 here late in the second quarter.
And, I think the real question here was, after what was this very disappointing loss to Alaska, to see whether or not Mexico City could bounce back and whether or not this was going to be a difficult season for them. And so far today, they're in their home crowd. They've got all their veterans up and running. I think they're looking in great shape, and I think they'll only improve as the season goes on at this rate.
Yeah, I agree. We want to give a few shout-outs to our league partners. You are watching the SFL presented by APM Music. As you see across the bottom there, Spy Goat, they've joined us. Richards Printworks. We've got a lot of great partners here in the league. And they really have gotten behind us and helped us continue to grow this wonderful product. And for everyone in the chat, if you're enjoying the product, let us know. We enjoy being flattered. And also, if you could, hit that like button for us. Every like and every mention everywhere on Twitter and everything helps us out tremendously. So thank you very much to the 37 people watching. Thank you to those who've given us 12 thumbs up. Josh Miller in the chat says, relax, guys. It's only a 2-score game, and he is exactly right. It is 13-0. Very manageable here. Denver can still run the ball if they decide to get there. 4:15 to go here in the first half. Miller, 3-step drop. Throws a quick out route, almost tipped away. Great play by number 86. And that's Sam Blanechek, the tight end. He's making up for his tip ball that got picked off by Dags on the last drive. And then he did a nice little stretch there at the end to give the Nightwings a 2nd and 1.
Well, that was an excellent bit of pace to get upfield and get a few more yards than he might have done. It was good coverage on the defense there as well.
Miller, 5-step drop under pressure, steps up in the pocket, throws it deep across the middle, and it is intercepted. First tipped up there by Pablo Zamora. And then number 38, Franagawa, coming over from the corner position to seal the fate there for Josh Miller, throwing his 3rd pick of the game, folks. What an athletic play we just saw there by Pablo Zamora, playing that cover 3. He's the center fielder there. Jumps up. What a great play. What do you think about that, Liam?
Yeah, it's just getting real ugly now for Denver. And, you know, one of the stories coming into this season was how would the response to pass offenses, like the one that Alaska played, like the one that Tallahassee focused on, how would that manifest itself? And we saw a lot of beefed up secondaries. And it's kind of two schools of thought, really, at the moment in the SFL with regards to defense. You've got the D-line, beefing up the D-line, or beefing up the secondary. There's no real balance at the moment. Maybe something like what St. Louis have been doing, but you're seeing here today, Denver really got to get this offense sorted out and kind of focus more on getting McChesney the ball and getting a ground game going. Because at the moment, Josh Miller's already on 3 picks for the day, and if they keep trying, they're going to see more and more.
Bentley here on the outside looked to be a stretch there, and he picked up several yards on the carry. Bentley here already up over 100 yards in the first half here, and they already have the ball down at the Denver 27-yard line. For me, I think my school of thought on defense in the SFL, I obviously run the 5 DB look in Indianapolis, but I think we're fairly balanced now. We're running 2 linebackers and a D tackle. But my opinion is, we just want to put as much pressure on you. And I think, teams who can run the ball, sure, low-scoring game. Bentley here getting on the outside, getting loose, picking up 7 yards on the carry. And these outside runs are all day. But as I was saying, I tend to think that teams who run the ball, the successful teams who run the ball, not the teams who run the ball and put up 40 points, because that's crazy, right? But the teams like Mexico City who will just grind the games out. I like playing teams like that because the scores stay manageable. So for me, when my school of thought with defense is I need to shut down the pass, and then I'll deal with the run as we go.
Yeah, Denver whiffed a bit on the tackle there on Ray. He looked like he was going to get brought down and then earn a good few yards. The main thing I think with, if you've got a very pass-oriented offense, or if you're going to go with that for a certain game, you got to make sure that the right plays are in there. And a lot of these Denver plays, it's just chucked over the middle, and you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, you can't leave him hanging against Pablo Zamora, who's roaming the middle of the field. All those post routes, that's his bread and butter. Pump fake there by Willson. He takes a hit and he gets it out to Bentley, and it looks like they're going to lose a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they're going to send out Cole Varner. Might as well nickname him Cole Money Varner. He sealed the deal for their Season 9 championship, and he has been very clutch over the last several seasons for the Mexico City Aztecs. Let's see if he can put one in from about 31 yards. Want to give a shout out to Tom Rahman, Mr. Gutty 117, the Erupture Tan, Josh Miller, Bentley Ray, Merrick Itera. Thank you all for tuning in to the SFL, brought to you by APM Music, and it's good. 38-yard field goal tacked on by Cole Varner, and on that we're going to take a quick ad break.
FL on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
Nice kickoff taken deep by BJ Armstrong there, and he gets it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Ray's already into triple figures on the day, so I think that can lay to rest his premature demise. 121 yards on that touchdown so far, and it just shows what having such a great running back can do for your team. 16-0 to Mexico City. Let's see what Denver can put on the board.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to have to get Josh Miller's confidence in check here. 3 interceptions in the first half.
Well, you won't do it. You won't do it doing that. Behind the line completion in the flats. You do want to get it up there. It's not to say get away completely from throwing it up the field. I mean, I'd much rather have an in all the way down the field as if it's a punt than, not be ambitious and try to go for the points, which is what they need to do now.
Yeah, I agree. 2-back setup, 2 wide receivers. Miller 3-step drop on a 90 series, throws it across the middle. It looked like to the fullback there, number 33, Steve Aoki. And that's dangerous too. Anytime you're throwing in traffic with to your non-contract fullback, you know, that's dangerous. Dangerous territory right there.
Yeah, we threw it into the gang of, you know, tacklers there. And when you got that kind of coverage, it's going to be nigh impossible. But, you know, the one thing which concerns me here, you got 1:13 left on the clock, and the clock stopped, so...
Deep pass across the middle on a post route intended for Giacomo Jones. But as we alluded to last drive, Pablo Zamora is one of the greatest center fielders to ever play in the SFL. And you can't just keep chucking it up. You know, you're not flying a kite. You got to put some zip on that ball, or he is going to chase it down every single time.
Yeah, and they're giving the ball back here with a minute left, and there's no reason why Mexico City can't. They're going to, you know, maybe rely a bit more on Matt Willson in this drive, get him the ball and see what the Bronze Bomber can do. He can definitely loft it out here.
Emily Strait, nice punt, but a nice little shimmy there. And that gets number 44, Jeffrey Dagg, getting it up to midfield, Mexico City 46. Pretty good starting field position, like you were saying, Liam. And if Willson can you know, complete a few passes, you know, they still have 2 timeouts. This is very much scoring position there with Cole Varner as your backup plan in case you need to kick a long field goal. Willson, 3-step drop, throws it quickly out to the fullback. He stumbles a little bit, but he gets out. Well, they're not going to let him stop the clock. That was a very interesting play there. And Andres Tavar picking up a couple of yards. Another quick route to the flats, this time to Ray Bentley. That's a little more who I would be trying to get the ball to. He gets 2 yards. They're going no huddle here. Matt Willson must see something in the defense that he thinks he can take advantage of. They're in the strong eye set. Dagg's a tight end. And he throws a slant across the middle. And that is good. He threw that one on a bullet over to Montague. And he very quickly calls a timeout. And he got it down to the Denver 33. And let's see this replay with Matt Willson.
What just gets you into the mind of Matt Willson here. He's gone with a few of those into the right, get a few more yards just to make that slant easier there, and you know, delivered it perfectly. That's what we expect from the Bronze Bomber.
Yeah, recently inducted into the SFL Hall of Fame for his stellar career as a quarterback, and he's got a ring in season 9, and he's been, you know, he's the model of consistency here in the SFL. Taking a deep drop as Willson throwing it on a corner route, and it's almost intercepted. Dangerous throw, number 28, Osiris Pelican on the defense.
Well, that had the potential to be game-changing there. You got the gang of Denver defenders, and a real poor decision there. It's not often you see that from the Hall of Famer. But if they had taken that up for a pick 6, that changes the whole complexion of the game going into half-time. At the moment, though, Mexico City left off the hook.
Yeah, I think best case scenario here, Denver gets a sack, pushes them out of field goal range. But yeah, an interception, pick 6 indeed would be game changing and breathe some life into the Nightwings. Slant route across the middle again by Willson. This time it's complete to number 19, K.L. Barrett, coming in from the left wide receiver position. Yeah, this is going to be open all day, I think, against this 4-3.
Yeah. You see how he slung it out there? That's just great decision making. He saw the pressure coming and decided to get it out to K.L. Barrett, who has, you know, he's had a few appearances on this drive, really bringing him in to provide some variety in their receiving options. But I think they're just going to settle up, just get the free 19-point lead headed into half-time.
Yeah, Cole Varner. Cole Varner coming out to attempt a field goal here. It is up, and it looks pretty straight on, and it is good from 36 yards. Cole Varner tacking on another field goal, putting the Aztecs up 19 to the Nightwings 0. And we've got, you know, I believe about 30 seconds to go. 10 seconds, excuse me, before halftime here. And I don't believe Denver's going to have much time to do anything with it, but we've seen crazier things here in the SFL. Pretty deep kick there, taken at the 3-yard line. DJ Armstrong trying to get skinny there and make a move, but he's brought down by number 89 for the Aztecs, Diego Chavero, on the coverage. And let's see what Josh Miller can do here for the Night Wings. So far, not much. 3 interceptions. A bunch of 4 and outs for the Night Wings here. But I imagine they're just going to hand it off. Chesney on the ISO. He's picked up 4 yards, and that's going to do it here in the first half. In the Estadio Azteca, the Aztecs lead the Night Wings 19-0. Folks, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with you.
Sweet. Yeah, this guy in hat.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the halftime show here. Got yourself some popcorn, got yourself some hot dogs, maybe got yourself a beer or two, some Kool-Aid, some Coca-Cola for the kids. Man, talking's hard. We might have to start the margaritas here soon, Liam, just so I can talk. I'm like Raj from The Big Bang Theory. If I don't get alcohol in me, I can't talk. I just cannot do it.
I thought it was a legal requirement to be sloshed when you're doing a commentary. Is that right?
You know, that used to be my theory going into these games. You know, the more the merrier in terms of Bloody Marys. But you know, I'm trying something new here. We're drinking some apple juice and, you know, eating some Goya cookies. Only the best in Mexico City. So here we go. Night Wings starting out here in the second half on the 20-yard line. Quick drop by Miller. Throws it nice little slant route across the middle. Number 82 on the reception. That's Logan Keel picking up 9 yards. And, you know, I think if Denver can do things like that, even though he threw it into several Mexico City defenders, they were just not aware of where that ball was. I like that strategy better than chucking it deep on post routes across the middle. ISO play here, and he's going to bounce it to the outside. McChesney getting the legs cut out of him. Number 38 for the Aztecs, Franagawa, coming down from the cornerback position along with number 44, Jeffrey Daggs, taking the legs right out of McChesney before he could get to the first down marker. 3rd and inches. Let's hope they learn from the last time they had this scenario, and hopefully they run the ball. And they do. A trap play up the middle. McChesney picking up some huge yards there. About 9 yards on the carry. Beautiful trap play. Nobody was even going to touch him until he got well past the first down mark.
Yeah, you know, they're getting into the game a bit more, but McChesney's still pretty low in terms of yard. Probably still only talking about low double digits, so he's nowhere near right at the moment, but they moving in the right direction, Denver. Just need to get some points on the board now.
Another handoff here to McChesney, and he's going to pick up 3 yards. And on that point, Liam, I think the difference between his numbers and Ray Bentley's numbers is that Ray's getting a lion's share of the offensive work here for the Mexico City Aztecs. And Josh Miller, you know, they've kind of dug a hole here, and you're seeing his rating, 33.9, 74 yards, and 3 interceptions. You're not going to have time to hand it off to your running back when your quarterback's trying to dig you out of the hole. Pass across the middle there by Miller, and it is broken up by number 42, inside linebacker Jack Brown. He's been with the team now for several seasons. He was definitely on the team when they won that Season 9 championship, and he has done nothing but be a force for the Aztecs. I think we can safely say Jack Brown, King Wallace, Pablo Zamora, they're kind of like the Ray Bentleys of the defense. And when you have 3 Ray Bentleys on your defense, that's a nice luxury to have. Miller dropping back to pass in the shotgun. It's complete out to number 10. I believe that is Ken McCarro on the reception, but comes up well short of the first down. That's going to bring up a 4th and 2. And they're sending Emily Straight out for what is probably her 5th or 6th punt of the game.
Yeah, she's getting some work in today, James. It's it's disappointing to see the Denver offense be so lackluster today. They showed some great signs against Vancouver, but they just seem to have been unable to find the right gear so far today. Let's see if they can turn up a big play on defense. I think that's really going to be where they get back into this game now. Maybe pick the ball off. You know, they had missed opportunities at the end of that first half, so see what they can come out with.
Yeah, I agree with you, Liam. It'll be interesting to see how Mexico City approaches. Obviously, they were run heavy in the first half. They have a big lead here. Probably going to be run heavy again. We see them lined up in a 2-back set, twins to the top side of your screen, 4-3 defense here, and it's a handoff. ISO up the middle to Ray Bentley, and he picks up 5 yards. Tackle on the play by number 42, Pepper Rahman Jr., the rookie. He went undrafted. He signed as an undrafted free agent here for the Night Wings.
You know, James, looking at the stats there just flashed up on screen, nearly 5.5 yards on average for Ray Bentley, and we saw it again there, but nice 5-yard gain.
Another ISO to Bentley up the middle. This time he is stuffed by number 52, the generic linebacker Landon Mack.
Suppose there's a bit of a commentator's curse there where Raids gets shut down just as I'm applauding him on his efficiency so far today. But you know, if you're getting like 5 yards on running plays every single play that you run, that's going to really take its toll on the opposing defense.
Yeah, another handoff there by Bentley, and he looked like he just got Superman punched in the face by number 36, Nicholas Warner. Leaving his feet, putting the big hit there on Ray Bentley and stopping him short of the first down. And it's bringing up a 4th and 1, and they're sending out, and this is a rare sight, but they're sending out their punter, Alex Lopez. I believe this is only his 2nd or 3rd punt of the game in comparison to Denver's punter. And he gets away a booming 4.2 hang time. And a nice little shimmy there by B.J. Armstrong. But only picked up about 3 yards on the return, and that's where Matt Willson, or excuse me, that's where Josh Miller and the Denver Night Wings are going to take over on their own 24-yard line. 3rd quarter, 7:15 to go.
You know, it shows that the changes and the small adjustments at halftime, if they can stop more drives like that and start putting some points on the board, they've got a way back into this game.
Interesting formation here. 2 wide receivers to the top, 2 stacked tight ends towards the bottom. McChesney squeezing through the offensive line, picking up 5 yards. We see the comparison here now. McChesney, I'm not sure how many carries he has, but he's only averaging 2.7 yards, 27 yards on the ground. In comparison to Bentley, who's probably got 1 million carries, and he's well over 100 yards.
he's just gone into double digits. He's just hit 10 attempts. So, but you know, the average across the series of downs for McChesney, he's not getting the first downs in the same way that Ray is, and pass over there doesn't come up with it either. Another yard to go on the third down. But you'd like to see Denver on an opportunity like this, just maybe try and bomb it. You know, if not, you got to get points on the board quickly. And I think maybe running it with McChesney, it's a safer bet. But you had the opportunity to do it early in the game and you didn't. Let's see what they can do here.
And the handoff goes to McChesney on a trap play. And he's going to pick up several yards there, and that's good for a Denver first down. And to go back to your point there that you were talking about, Liam, I think teams get into the bad habit of thinking that only post routes, only corner routes, you know, that's going to be their deep playbook. And, you know, and then when you go up against a team like Mexico City and a guy like Pablo Zamora sitting across the middle, you know, you really have to kind of change what you're trying to do. And we see Giacomo Jones reel in a 2-yard catch on a quick out. It's going to be 2nd and 8. But, you know, I think teams, when you're going up against a really strong cover 3 led by Pablo Zamora sitting there, you look at the rest of the defense and you see King Wallace and Franagawa, 2 really solid corners. But I think you can still go at them. You know, I think you can still program in, you know, some deep fades, double moves. You don't just totally throw that stuff away. But so far we've only seen posting corners. McChesney on another trap there up the middle. Gain of 5, I believe, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Took that down to the Denver's own 45. We got 5:22 left here in the 3rd quarter. Want to say thank you for tuning in to the SFL presented by APM Music. I'm your play-by-play man, James Richards. Joined alongside me is our commentary analyst, Liam Crowder, owner of the London Knights. And then on stats, we have Andy Hamilton doing a wonderful job, owner of the Vancouver Legion.
That brings up the 4th down for Denver, and it's another disappointing drive. You gotta think they got to get some points to the board soon. I really wouldn't like to see them get shut out. It'd be quite of a statement for Mexico City. With, you know, they've gone into the season. They've kind of been pounded a bit by Alaska, and they've kept really very similar to the formula that they've had in previous seasons. So to see them put up such a confident performance and, you know, potentially a shutout at the moment, it's going to be interesting to see if they can build on this success, and I absolutely believe they can do.
I'm just reading the chat here, and I see like Matt Willson talking about the swan being a majestic bird, hard to see. And BJ Armstrong saying go for it. We don't have a choice anymore. You still have a choice. I think for 4th quarter is when it gets pretty dire and you don't have a choice. 3rd quarter, I don't know, still a little bit of time there. Under pressure, Willson dips it down to the fullback, number 22, Andres Tavar. And he's going to pick up about 5 yards there on a swing pass.
You know, we're a good few quarters into this game, James, and we've been mercifully... you haven't heard any of your accents yet. You know, they're still in the locker to break out if this game gets too lopsided. But we're doing all right so far.
You know, I think if they take a 28-point lead, then we'll start bringing out, you know, Christopher Walken, Jay-Z, maybe even get into a British accent. I don't know. I don't want to disappoint you, our resident.
I'll tell you again, James. There's no such thing as East Essex. It's just Essex.
Oh, man, I almost did it. 28 points, folks. That's the number we got to get to. Maybe 1,000 bits. Somebody donate some stuff. Maybe you'll get it early. Matt Willson and company continuing the drive. Dangerous tip pass there. Almost intercepted. BJ Armstrong broke on that ball quick. Tipped it straight up in the air. Gave pretty much the whole stadium a chance to run underneath and try to pick it off. But we're not even going to name the guy who dropped the easiest interception ever. And we're just going to say, great job, BJ. Nice play. And there it is.
You know, I said earlier about the big play opportunities on defense. And, I mean, his name wasn't Douglas, so he wasn't going to pick it off anyway. But, you know, you gotta make the most of those opportunities. And when they come up. Make the most of them.
Yeah, Bentley there on the outside, strong eye. Appeared to be a power run. Gets it to the outside, picks up 5 yards, 3rd and 5. Mexico City 35, 3:18 left to go here in the third quarter. The Aztecs leading 19-0. Want to give a big shout out to Show Business Studios, the official home of the SFL convention. And on that note, number 74, Bailey Baca, the D tackle, getting in on the Bronze Bomber, Matt Willson, and bringing him down for a sack. That's a big stop. And maybe a momentum swinger here. 2:55 left to go. There's plenty of time in this game, folks. Plenty of time. Let's see if Josh Willson and the Night Wings have kind of figured out, you know, what's been going on for the last several quarters. Make some adjustments here. Maybe they'll get back into it. Hope so.
Now, a big part of the scoring today for Mexico City has been Cole Varner. You know, I've heard tell from you know, sources that I've got that he was actually doing ballet training during the off season. Can you believe that? An SFL player doing ballet training.
I did see a few pictures. I saw a few of them of his kicks where his leg went above his head and kind of behind it. I didn't even know that was possible. I would probably dislocate my hip if I were to try that. McChesney up the middle here, picking up 4 yards. But yeah, you know, for as stiff as he looks when he kicks it, because he just does the toe bash kick where he just runs up and kicks it straight on. He gets so much power behind. Did I say Josh Willson? I'm so sorry. I've been mixing up Miller and Willson, Matt, Josh, Tim, Tommy, Billy, the whole lot of them. Another carry up the middle here for McChesney. I should just stick to last names, Liam.
You can never go wrong. You never go wrong if you're just using the last name, unless you start merging the two together. That would be on a whole other level.
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's hard. It's hard to stay focused when you're not drinking, folks. And moral of the story is broadcast with a beer beside you, and you'll do just fine. Really nice throw there out to Logan Keel. And that's going to be enough for the first down. Denver kind of moving the ball. Same MO, excuse me, and I think they're not really deviating from what they've done in the first half. They're still throwing a ton of out routes, still running right up the middle. But this time, Mexico City's kind of sitting back, giving them a cushion. They've got a 19-point lead. They don't want to give up anything deep, and so they're just kind of giving up everything underneath to Denver, and let's see how they respond. Trap play up the middle here. McChesney grinding out about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Oh, absolutely, Jack. The thing is, you've got a 19 lead. And Denver, I would say you need to deviate at this point. You know, these sorts of comebacks, it's not impossible, but you really start need to move the ball downfield. Josh Miller's still under 100 yards in the game, and that's really poor for a quarterback at his level. So I think he's going to pick up a few more hits with the ball that's the flat. But, you know, I think Denver needs to start picking up the pace, start moving away from some of these flat routes, start passing it long down the field. They tried to go to the pass game early with little success against the secondary, but at this point you've really got no option.
Yeah, I agree. You're starting to wonder how deep is the Night Wings playbook here. Same thing. Nice throw that time over the head of Dags, over to Giacomo Jones, and that one's going to be good for the first down. I mean, he's targeting his receivers with a little more accuracy. He's putting the ball only where his guys can get it. But they're the same plays. You know, if one of those balls get tipped up, Dags or, you know, Pablo Zamora, they're going to take it. You know, and so I start to wonder how deep this playbook actually is. And here we go, McChesney almost busting it outside, picking up 10. That's probably the most exciting run he's had all day long, and that's going to do it here in the third quarter. The Aztecs leading 19, Night Wings nothing, and we're going into the fourth quarter. Put your fours up, folks. Here we go. Is it going to be comeback time for the Night Wings, or is it going to be status quo for the Aztecs? And they're going to dig another grave for their enemies. Plant them over by the TPs. Handoff up the middle to McChesney. He's going to get rocked there by Jack Brown. And he's only going to pick up one. You know, what an awesome What an awesome story that would be if they just started putting up like fake graves around the TPs and the totem poles and just said, you know, every time they beat a team, they just put a grave over there. Bad idea.
I think you're thinking more Blood Bowl. James.
Ah, yes. Well, this game's been bloody.
Well, the only team getting bloodied at the moment is Denver. You know, another nice pass there. Another nice pass, a short pass there, but yeah, it's the same thing. It's not really deviated across the course of the game. They're going to these short routes outside, which is probably slightly improved, I would say. Instead of throwing it over the middle, I think you really need to have the longer kind of post corner routes and stuff like that in there to mix it up a bit. But looks like they get oh no, fourth and inches there.
Yeah, interesting play there. Logan Keel not able to get past the first down. I just realized Ken Maccaro made a catch earlier, and I called him Logan Keel, so he's actually going to be short a catch, and it's going to be reassigned to Maccaro. But that time, Logan Keel, the Logan Keel, nice catch, but just didn't get enough for a first down. And Denver sending out Lily Long to attempt the field goal here. The kick is up, and it is good. The first points of the day for Denver come at 9:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Mexico City leads by 16. And, you know, this is markedly a big improvement here for this Denver offense. At least they ended a drive with points, you know, so.
Yeah, you know, nice to get the points on the board, but I can't help but feel I would have thrown a red flag there. I think he got the first down. And at this point in the game, you know, all you're doing is cutting the lead by 3 points, and Mexico City with, you know, 3 scores at most, at least. Sorry, 3 scores at least to get back into this game for Denver. I would have thrown a red flag.
Yeah, down by 16. That would have been 2 really hard 2-point conversions. But lately, you know, the Night Wings have been playing pretty stout defense here in the second half. You know, we'll see if they can get a couple stops here. If they can get, like, for example, if they get a 4 and out on this drive, they'll get the ball back with around 8 minutes to go. And that's plenty of time. If they can put up a touchdown and get the 2-point, then it's just 1 foot in front of the other. And, you know, I see the comeback. It's possible. It's going to be really hard, especially with how good Mexico City's running the ball. But Wilson's going to chuck it deep here, and he actually checks it down to Bentley. Bentley gets wrapped up, hit hard by number 55, Dante Phillips on the tackle. Bentley not even getting a yard on that play, only getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you can never rule anything out in the SFL, and at Mexico City, I think they're going to play it a bit conservative. When you have someone like Ray Bentley there in the backfield, you can just hand it off to him, and the yards that he's been picking up, still averaging over 5 yards per carry. It's a real safety valve. It's a real release to just be able to hand it off there. Denver trying to cut down on that 1 yard gain there, but I don't think Mexico City are too perturbed. I haven't seen anything out of this Denver offense which is really going to threaten them, unless Josh Miller can get hot and you know, start really bombing it. I think they should be safe here.
Well, with 3 interceptions in the game, I would be a little worried, you know, trying to give them deep, especially with this great secondary that Mexico City possesses. And we see a nice pass out to Dags, the tight end, and that's going to be another first down for the Aztecs. Tick-tock, the clock keeps going, and this Mexico City machine keeps a-rolling. Matt Willson, just the consummate professional. He is the field general. He will engineer drives that just suck the life out of your team. And, you know, I think Denver's going to have to do a lot of work here if they want to get back into this game. They've got very little time to do it here in the fourth quarter. And it starts by this drive right here. They need to get them out right here.
You know, Matt's not had stellar numbers. He's, you know, 19 attempts, 14 completions is good. Only 104 yards though so far today, and you know what he lacked in offensive production in terms of yards, I think he's made up for it with just a great mindset and a great leadership ability to just say, you know, that 3rd down, converting on that gives them another couple of minutes to kill, and then you can hand it off to Ray there, getting to 1 yard from the first down. That puts them in a really strong position to say, well, what options have we got? We can try and beat you deep, or we can try and just hand it off to Ray and just pick up the yard. Really gives Denver some questions here to try and answer.
Yeah, fair enough. And I remember talking to Willson, and he does a lot of GM work there with Ramos. Good stop here, and that's exactly what the Night Wings need. And it's going to bring up a 4th and 3 midfield. The only problem is the clock is ticking. They're going to get the ball back with around 6:50-ish to go, and they're going to be so far deep. I imagine here that Alex Lopez is going to try to corner kick him, pin him to one side of the field. And so anything inside the 20 is going to be brutal. Let's see how it goes. And he punted it right down Main Street there, and he caught it. And got it at the 17-yard line. B.J. Armstrong did his best to make a move there, but, you know, they're going to start at the 17. There's definitely worse starting positions, but, you know, they're going to have to go a long ways here, and they're going to have to do it relatively quickly. But I want to talk about mindsets here. If you're Denver here, you got a W, you're week 1. You come in, you're getting beat up here by, you know, a really high-class organization. They know what they're doing. So, what would your mindset be after this game? Where should Vega, where should his mind be after weeks 1 and 2?
Well, his mindset in the now is to run it, which I don't think is a particularly sensible call. You're looking at that clock and thinking, well, I'm running out of time. I need to get it downfield. But, you know, the main thing I think he's going to be thinking of is just how can I get some more money plays in? You know, we haven't really seen any big plays from either team. It's all been short yardage gains. And when you're a team like Mexico City, that's fine because you can pick up the yardage, you can drive downfield, get someone like Ray really rolling. And even if he doesn't break any big plays, you know, you're going to be fine. But Denver haven't found that formula yet, and that's what happens when you're an expansion team. It's what happens when you're a young coach. So I think they'll be fine. They're going to be 1-on-1 if it sees out like this, but you know, there's still every opportunity if they come out and really bomb it here. Nice pick up there of the first down.
Yeah, Kim McCarro on the reception, showing a little bit of speed there to get upfield. I would have liked it better had he gotten out of bounds, but, you know, hey, a first down is better than a 4th down. So, yeah, I agree with you, Liam. I apologize. Go ahead.
Specifically with regards to what Jeremy's probably thinking, it's going to be working out when you want to, you know, run the plays that really going to pick, you know, suited to the situation. So if you want to pick up a few yards just to get the first down, trying to figure out how you can get the playbook in a shape where you will run it and get McChesney the ball. And in situations like this, here we go.
And he has completed it. Giacomo Jones and that was a fade route. Beautiful fade route there by Giacomo Jones. Beautiful ball placement by Josh Miller. And he dropped that right over the strong safety here. Oh, excuse me. That's 29. Oh, yeah, that's Pablo Zamora, 29. 38. How to play on it there. That's Franagawa coming over from the cornerback position. But, man, Miller made a beautiful throw. And that's what we talked about in the first half. You know, we had talked about fade routes, you know, getting away from just exclusively running corners and posts. And that's kind of what our thought process was there. You know, sometimes you'll catch them sleeping and get a huge gain. But they go back to the run game here with McChesney, 2nd and 8, and they're going no huddle. Tick-tock, 4:45 left here in the 4th quarter. Mexico City has a commanding lead, 16 points. Miller calling an audible. 2 back sets, 3 wide receivers on the screen. And he throws an out route quick. And I don't know if they got him out of bounds. They're going to say he got out of bounds. Nice job.
Coverage there from Jeffrey Daggs, yeah. The one thing that, you know, it looked like Giacomo Jones was just on his way through. Got a bit kind of tense, clipped him slightly, and that's what gave Giacomo Jones the space to really break off that big play. But that was an example of something that we want to start seeing from Denver now. They're still running the ball a bit, and that really concerns me. You know, this stage in the game, you need to be bombing it.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest lessons, and here we go, we see another quick out route, and that's complete. So number 82, Logan Keel. I think this is a perfect lesson for Jeremy Vega in his first season. You know, find your identity. It's a little late now. You're kind of stuck. You know, you reap what you sow, and you're going to be stuck with this build, until next offseason. But figure out what you want to do, because right now it feels like you're confused whether you want to throw the ball or run the ball. But find out what you want to do and do it well. And I think Miller's got the arm to throw it. We saw it in San Antonio. He checks it down here to McChesney. He's going to lose a yard. Tick-tock, 4:20 left here in the fourth quarter, 2nd and 11. But as soon as they figure out what they want to do, really do your homework on what plays will allow you to achieve that. And another quick out here to McChesney. He took a big shot and a very bad decision to spin. Oh, my goodness. That is a rookie mistake by the first rounder here. He spun, kept the clock moving, 3rd and 7. A quick slant across the middle is complete, and he gets the first down. That's exactly what they needed there. Josh Miller to Logan Keel. Again, 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen, 1 single back. And he's got a little pressure in his face, but the pocket's holding. He checks it down to McChesney again. This time he's going to lose 2. Good tackle on the play by Jack Brown coming over from the inside linebacker position. They're going no huddle. 3:30 left here in the fourth quarter. 3-step drop. Another quick slant is complete, and that time it's to Giacomo Jones. They're going no huddle. 3rd and 4. 3:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter. They're on the Mexico City 6. This is the closest they've been to a touchdown all game long. And it looks like they're going to throw the slant again. And it's complete this time, a first down. And that time it's to Logan Keel. Tick-tock, tick-tock. 3 minutes to go. They're on the 1-yard line. I'd like to see them run a trap here. Call the audible. And they're going to throw it, though. And he throws an out route. And it is incomplete. Dangerous, dangerous throw there.
Oh, that's so frustrating there. Tried to get the one-hand catch. That would have really brought them back into the game here. But, some good, fast, no-huddle offense. You always like to see that, especially when you're down by such a margin. Let's see if McChesney's going to get the ball here, because this is the type of situation you want to hand it off to your back. Mexico City will be doing this with Ray. Let's see what the rookie can do. He had some questionable decision-making on the drive, but see what he can put together.
Mexico City lining up in a 5-2. Josh Miller under a ton of pressure, and he gets sacked there by number 42. Jack Brown on the blitz, coming inside from the inside linebacking position. They check back out to a 4-4, and he throws a slant route, and it's complete across the middle to Logan Keel. And, folks, this will be the ball game here. This play right here, if they do not score, that is probably your ball game. 4th and goal, Mexico City 3. I agree with you, Liam. I would have liked to have seen a dive play or a trap play. Try to get it in. McChesney has proven he can get the tough yards, but they didn't do that, and then Miller eats a sack. So here we go. This is for the game, folks. Shotgun, 1 back, 3 wide receivers, 3-step drop. It's pump faked. He throws it across the middle, and it's complete. Are they going to give it to him? I don't think they're going to give it to him, Liam.
No, that doesn't look like it to me. I think he was in the end zone, but then he's just kind of dipped out to try and accommodate. That's really frustrating there.
All you have to do is catch and fall down into the end zone if you're Giacomo Jones. That's some Tennessee Titans stuff that we just saw there. But that's the danger of all those underneath routes that we just saw. That was a 90X under there, and that's the danger of it, But he could have adjusted his route and ran into the goal line for sure. Handoff here to Ray Bentley, 2 minutes to go, and it looks like we're going to creep up to the 2-minute warning here. Mexico City, 16-point lead. They lead the Night Wings 19-3. I think if Miller could, on that last drive, Liam, if Miller could have that pass back where he threw it into the back of the end zone to Maccaro, he threw it behind him. It really forced Maccaro to really try to adjust and make a play on it. I think if he could have that back, he would. Maybe put a little more juice on it, put it on him more. But, this young Night Wings team, you're going to see a lot of games like this, where they just don't have that veteran leadership to make the plays needed.
Nothing's going to frustrate the Denver fans who have come down to Mexico to see them play. Nothing's going to frustrate them more than seeing some really poor game management from the coaching staff and from the players on the field. McChesney not running out of bounds when he picked up that reception. All this mess kind of in the red zone where they've been trying to they basically beat themselves into submission in this sense, like the way that they have kind of played the game in this area of the field. And when you're up against Mexico City, one of the best players to have, if you start right at the end zone, is Ray Bentley. Now, they're going to get the ball back here, but it's really going to take a bit. They're going to have to get the onside kick, and we're still talking about 3 scores to actually get back into this for Denver. So, let's see what they can do.
As long as everything goes well, they'll get the ball back midfield, right? Unless this guy just punts it to the moon, which I don't think he will, but... you know, it looks like it's going to be fair caught.
Shocking.
Oh, wow. He took it at the 35, and he broke a tackle. B.J. Armstrong taking it down to the 25. We're all sorts of wrong here, and Denver is in very, very good shape here, getting the ball back on Mexico City's 25-yard line. That's kind of a mistake there by Mexico City.
Well, that was an exceptionally poor punt play. You know, player standards in the SFL. I would have expected that to get to the 50, but they've really got an opportunity here now. Let's get that ball in the end zone. Let's get some points on the board. Really give ourselves a chance.
Willson out of the shotgun, throws a quick out, and it's complete over to Giacomo Jones. 100 yards here on 11 catches. He has been the main target here, and rightfully so. Giacomo is probably one of the best receivers in the league. And he's been a really nice safety net here when Josh Miller's not killing himself by throwing all these picks, you know, just throwing them into Kale, or excuse me, throwing them into Pablo and Nick Daggs when he's not shooting himself in the foot. He's been really good, and he's been looking really sharp throwing the ball around the field, and primarily to Giacomo Jones. Another drag route across the middle. This time Giacomo getting forward. Getting the first down here, and it's down to the Mexico City 14. 1:32 left to go. Tick-tock. Miller here in the shotgun formation. 3-step drop. Throws another quick out, and that's complete to Giacomo Jones. Looks like he got out of bounds. And he did. They're going to stop the clock with 1:25 left to go. 2nd and 7 on the Mexico City 11-yard line. If they can put up a touchdown here, convert the 2-point conversion, Liam, the game is still very much winnable. But then there's a key play that's going to happen, and they're gonna have to have a lot of dominoes fall on their side of the luck here. 2 2-point conversions and an onside kick that they're gonna have to do to mount this comeback, and that's just to tie the ball game. Quick out here to McChesney, and McChesney again not getting out of bounds. This rookie has to understand that these seconds that they're losing with the clock running, it's just too valuable. Another quick slant across the middle, and it's good to Logan Keel, and that is a touchdown. What a throw there by Miller. That's probably his finest pass of the day, and he hit Logan Keel on a nice slant route. Beautiful job. If I'm Mexico City, I'm telling Pablo Zamora to take his head off, right? Like, I'm just saying, Pablo, go hit him. We'll take the late hit penalty. Please don't let him catch this ball.
And you know, the Denver receivers have had a pretty fair day. They're going to go for the 2 points here, so I'll pass it back to you, James, but see what I can do here. Yeah,
Miller here in the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set, 1 running back. They have to get this conversion, folks. And he throws it to the back of the end zone. It's complete. And who else? Logan Keel, Mr. Primetime, putting up 2 points and getting the Night Wings even closer. Now, here we go, folks. This is part of the scenario we were talking about. They have to get the onside kick. If they don't get the onside kick, Mexico City will be able to run the clock out. They've only got 1 timeout left, so something miraculous would have to happen, like a turnover, but it's either onside, turnover, or game over. It's a high bounce here, and it looks like Mexico City's going to hold on to it. Number 80 on the recovery, that's Misa Jairós. The fifth string, 4th-string wide receiver for the Aztecs. Valiant effort there towards the end of the game, though, to even give himself a chance to win. If you looked at, you know, the first half and then the 3rd quarter and then most of the 4th quarter, Denver looked pretty flat. And, you know, the fact that they were able to give themselves a chance to win the ball game, just, you know, hats off. So I don't think this game's a complete loss here for Denver. They've definitely got to watch the film here, look at the plays that they ran, because that's really what beat them this game, was really the plays they ran, not so much the plays Mexico City ran.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think that, you know, as I said before, the Denver fans are going to have some questions for the way that the coaching staff handled the clock. The plays that they were running. You know, there was a nice slant play to get them back to within a single score, give them the 8 points. Chance to tie it and take it into overtime, but it doesn't look like Mexico City are going to give them the ball back now. And it's frustrating for those fans who come all this way to see Denver. But it's a young coaching staff. We've mentioned this before. The cliche is there in a sense, but at 1-1, they're not going to be too disappointed. And I know, my own experience being with an expansion team. Things could have gone a lot worse today, so they should just be keeping their heads high and working towards the next match.
Yes, sir, indeed. And folks, we want to let you know that this isn't the last game of the day. You can head on over, and at 5 Central, Alaska is heading to Vancouver. Alvin Washington, LaVonna Irvine on the call. Then we also have at 5 Central, Baltimore heading to Indianapolis with Eric Vincent and Mark Lopez on the call. And then the final game for that time slot's Las Vegas heading to Sioux Falls, the Red Hot Las Vegas team, taking on the Red Hot Sioux Falls team. That's going to be a great game. And we got Mike Daggs and Matt Willson on the call. And then to finish the night on primetime, twitch.tv/simulationfl, Tallahassee is traveling to Atlanta at 7:30 Central with Chris Curtis and Ramos Lynn on the call. Folks, I'm James Richards, owner of the Indianapolis Red Devils. Thank you so much for tuning in. Liam, you were awesome. Folks, Liam Crowder, owner of the London Knights, on his first ever commentator game. Give him a round of applause. And then Andy Hamilton, owner of the Vancouver Legion. Good luck to you and your game, sir. Thank you so much for doing the stats. Great job to you guys. Folks, this has been the SFL, brought to you by APM Music. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that's going to be it for us. So thank you and have a good night.